Hi everyone, we're going to compose functions given f of x, g of x, and h of x. And we also have to find h inverse and g inverse and state the domain. So I'm going to do those two first. When I do that, I'm going to first do, let's say, h of x. Do this one first. Okay, we're going to do this one first, number 5, and then number 6. So when we do h inverse, I'm going to rewrite this with a y. And I'm going to go ahead and write this as x plus 8 to the 1/2. Now square both sides and you get y squared. Well, first of all, we have to switch the x and the y's. Sorry about that. So y plus 8 to the 1/2. That's your inverse. The only thing is we need to solve for y. So we're going to square both sides. When you square both sides, this 1/2 goes away and you get x squared equals y plus 8. And then you subtract the 8. So you get x squared minus 8 equals y, which means this is your h inverse of x. All right? Your domain here is all real numbers because you can put anything in the x. So that's that one. Now g of x is a little harder. So I'm going to write, first of all, there's your g of x. I'm going to write that with y. I'm going to interchange the x and the y. So everywhere there's a x, I'm putting a y. And that's your inverse. Now we want it in solve for y. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply, and you get x times 3y plus 5. 3x, no, it's 3y, equals y. And distribute here, 3xy plus 5x equals y. Group your y's together. I'll move the 5x over, so it's negative 5x. Pull out your y with the greatest common factor, highest common factor, you get 3x minus 1 equals negative 5x. And divide everything by 3x minus 1. So you get negative 5x over 3x minus 1. And that is your g inverse. So we have our two inverses. And the domain of this one is x cannot be 1/3. It's all real numbers, but x can't be 1/3 because you can't divide by 0 here. So we did 5 and 6, and now we're going to do the other 4. So we have to find g of f of 2. So I can rewrite this as g f of 2. So I'm going to work with the inner function first and do f of 2. So that would be g, f is 3x, so that would be 3 squared. So that's g of 9. Now write down g. So we're going to, everywhere there's an x, put 9. So g of 9 equals 9 over 3 times 9 plus 5. And that's going to equal 9 over 32. Let's see, 27 plus 5 is 32. Okay, so that's your answer for that. Equals 32. Now, the next one is this one. So we want to rewrite this like this. So I do my inner function first and do h of negative 4. So when I plug in h, that's going to be the square root of negative 4 plus 8. So that's going to be the square root of 4, which is square root of 4 is 2. So now I want to do f of 2, and I just plug it in there. F of 2 equals 3 squared. I put the 2 in. That equals 9. So this whole thing equals 9. Okay, G inverse of 6. We found G inverse already. And this is where x cannot be 1/3. So I'll plug in my 6. And I'm going to get G inverse of 6 equals -5 times 6 over 3 times 6 minus 1. This equals -30 over 18 minus 1 is 17. So that's your answer. And the last one is this one. So I'm just going to plug in my 5. So this will be 5 squared minus 8, which equals 25 minus 8, which equals 17. And that's your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.